down having my coffee before I head for cardio. So yeah, cardio is still at 45 minutes at the moment on the Stairmaster. That first sip hits different. Yeah, so cardio is at 45 minutes on the Stairmaster at the moment every day. It has been for the past like few weeks. Like half of this prep, it has been just 45 minutes on steady state on the Stairmaster. I say steady, but I go pretty like, I think like once I hit like the 10-minute or 20-minute mark, I just go in. And obviously with like my chest held high, I'm not holding on to it, but like I get pretty into it by a certain time point. I just feel like I'm in a trance or something. But yeah, we are now 3 weeks out, just a little under 3 weeks out. So I checked in with Yan on Wednesday. Yeah, on Wednesday, and that was like off the back of like 9 low carb days, and then we ran another 3, and this is the last of the 3 today, and I'm checking in today and see if we're gonna refeed tomorrow. So not gonna lie, it's like probably 2 full weeks of low carb days, and I say this because I'm feeling okay right now, but yesterday I felt like shit. Like it was horrible. Like it wasn't the hunger, it was just the brain and mind fog, and just like I felt like I was in a dream almost. And I know I felt like I was in a nightmare because like stuff just kept happening. Like I'm being really focused, but I feel like the more focused, the more I lose focus. If that makes any sense. Like prep brain, like I was charging my Apple Watch on my table, and it's a big table. I had nothing on the table. I made sure there was no liquids, no nothing, because I know how clumsy I can be. And it was just sitting on the table, and like my arm must have swung and it just fell off, and I smashed the screen. It still kind of works, half of the screen. So yeah, that's not ideal, is it? At least I can still count my steps. It's really dodgy though, and like yes, I would get a new one, but I just bought new AirPods because I left my normal AirPods in the laundry machine, and I let it dry, and I think it might work. It didn't work the first day, but you know, water and technology is never good news. So yeah, prep is expensive, man. Like not just not just like the coaching, the food, all the gym membership, all the tanning, glam up and everything like that, but prep is actually expensive when you keep breaking stuff and needing to replace it. I don't need to replace it, but it sure makes it a whole lot better having earphones to train in, or like an Apple Watch to track your activity. And especially when you're in prep, you want everything like constant variable. You become like hyper obsessed with like having everything in control. So yeah, I'm yet to buy a new Apple Watch. I'm not going to. I don't need to. But Christmas is coming up, so I'm like... anyways, I'm getting a bit sidetracked. I have just taken my check-in videos after another 3 low carb days. So as I've said, we've ran like 2 weeks of very, very low carb and high cardio. I'm glad like we kind of just like check in every few days and just kind of go from there. And this just goes to say how much of a mental game like prep really is. You can do what you put your mind to. Like if Yannick told me, okay, like let's do 14 low carb days, I would be like, and 45 minutes Stairmaster every day with like 14,000 steps or something like that. Obviously we pulled back when we need to, like reduce steps or like day off training and stuff. But if he said that from the get-go, I'd be like, holy shit, that's intense, and I'm up for a challenge. But I would go into it knowing that like fuck, this is gonna be hard, but the fact that we kind of check in every few days and take it from there, I think it becomes a bit more manageable. And like I just find this so crazy, like the mind is everything. But yeah, hopefully I do get a refeed tomorrow. I haven't been food focused this prep at all until the past like 2 days. I don't know why that is. But like I'm gonna insert like a screenshot of like start of prep and end of prep of my saved photos and photos on my phone. I'm gonna insert it here. But yeah, food focus is definitely keeping up at like under 3 weeks out now. Not gonna lie, it's no one to blame, but like when my best friend visited, I like took her out and stuff, and she knew coming that I'd be on prep. I told her to give her a heads up, but obviously I'm not gonna let that like kind of dictate my life. Like obviously I can do things within reason, but I do have to prioritize prep, and she knows that, and I love her for it. She supports me so much. But you know, like I took her out to eat, and like I'd order a salad, like a plain salad, and put my chicken on and stuff, and like yeah, it's all nice and all for 1 off, 2 off, but like when you're spending every day and stuff and seeing her eat really nice food, and like I feel like your senses just become really 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 like alert. Like I feel like my sense of smell is just like so much more intense, and you just like pay attention to like other people eat, and it's just like it fucked with my head. Like I don't care what anyone says, like oh if you want it bad enough, like you just don't care, you don't crave anything. I'm human. I fucking like I've never been tempted to cheat on my diet though. I'll say that. I think there's a difference between like having cravings and being food focused than actually acting on it. I've never ever acted on it. Never been tempted to, never just like stared at something and like considered it. I just feel like it's a no in like prep for me. Like I'm still focused on my goal right now, and I know that sounds cocky, that sounds like oh like work hard, you train so hard, but like for me it's just not, no, like it's non-negotiable in prep. I would not cheat on my diet, but the thoughts and like my cravings, like my stomach started like grumbling, and like I'd be scrolling through like cookie box on Instagram before I went to bed, and just like obsessing over planning post-show goodies and stuff. But it's not just that, like I'm just obsessed with planning everything on the day at the moment, and I think that just comes with prep. Anyways, I'm going on a bit of a ramble. So yeah, summary: a lot of low carb days, a lot of cardio, getting pretty lean, but feeling like shit some days. Some days I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting lean. Some days I'm like, oh my god, I look like shit, I look tiny. So yeah, moral of this first bit of the vlog is my brain is a bit fucked right now. Yeah, my brain is, I'm breaking stuff, hurting myself, whilst in like intentionally trying not to. I still do. If you know, I burned myself with oatmeal, my beloved oatmeal. I feel like it's like a 2nd degree burn or something. It's not like a normal burn. I don't know the medical terms and stuff, but like it's a pretty bad burn. Anyways, the only thing I'm stressed about is it doesn't mess up my tan on show day. I'm such a bodybuilder. Anyways, I'm gonna insert my check-in photos, videos, whatever I choose to do now. And yeah, I'm just gonna sit here, enjoy my coffee, go do cardio, and then come back and send my check-in. What else is there I have to say? Also, later in this video, I'll be sharing a pool session I filmed with Cam. I actually trained at Primal, which is such an incredible gym. That's actually the gym I do my cardio at because the Stairmaster broke on my main gym. But yeah, I actually didn't realize how much of a new environment I needed to train in. I love my gym, but it was quite commercial. Especially people who go there, and I just started getting really frustrated, like when people just didn't have etiquette or like just get in the way of a set or something. So actually training there kind of like made me like fall in love with training even more. I don't know, like I was not enjoying training, but when I trained there I'm like fuck, I needed this like change of environment. So yeah, later on this clip I'll be inserting the video I filmed with Cam, and I'm gonna do my cardio and have my coffee now. So I'll catch you guys later.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're now 3.5 weeks out. You know, I've been pretty bad at YouTube, but I'm showing up. We're 3.5 weeks out now, and I'm gonna do a pool session at Primal Fitness today. I'll link their Instagram here. I've been doing my Stairmaster here, then I decided I'd train here today. It's a really nice facility, and I feel like I needed a change of environment, especially during prep when you're used to like monotonous routine. It's nice to like change up the environment, and I already feel so excited for this session. So I'm filming with Cam today, and yeah, let's get straight into it. Hi Hi guys, so I just finished my first working set of deadlifts. We're doing 4 working sets, so I'm doing 6 to 8 reps each set, and these are kind of my heavier working set, and the rest of my session is quite high volume. On the controversy, a lot of people say bikini girls don't need a deadlift, but personally I connect with my lats very well on my deadlifts. So yeah, for the first set, I choose a moderately heavy weight, and then I increase weight each set, and having my top set, because the rep range is 6 to 8, I try to aim for 6 to 7 on my heaviest sets to ensure I'm kind of applying progressive overload every week. But if I hit 8 reps by the end of my last set, it means it's probably too light. I try to challenge myself week on week and not let the fact that I'm on prep get into my head. Obviously, we're very close to show now. I'm being very wary of not risking injury, monitoring my recovery very closely. That means working on my mobility so much more, and just knowing that my recovery rate is not the same as when I first started prep. I'm definitely feeling that pretty hard, but I've been sleeping like a baby, so that's good. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to my second working set now, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. So I've just done 2 heavy sets. The focus there was a slow eccentric and a strong pull. Now I'm going to do 2 lighter sets but of higher volume. So in my training I have a mixture of like high volume sets and heavier sets. Using a combination of both is like kind of like my training style. So yeah, 2 more high volume sets, 2 sets of 12 to 15, and I choose like a moderately heavy weight. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Don't underestimate lightweight, guys. Make lightweight feel heavy. That's the goal. There's no point moving weight if you don't feel it. So what I like to do is, if I'm doing like a unilateral exercise, I don't go straight into the other side right away, because my previous set would have taken the rest away from my next set, if that makes any sense. Like I want to be, at least my heart rate comes down a little bit before I go on to the other side. Obviously I don't take the piss, I don't rest for too long. Get my heart rate down a bit before I go to my other side, so I can actually give my other side the same amount of effort as the first one. Doing the V grip pull down, also known as a closed grip pull down. What this essentially is I use a narrow grip, and what I like to do is I drive my elbows down and kind of like visualize leaning back slightly and pulling my chest up to ensure I'm connecting my lats and I'm not using my arms. I think back is probably one of the hardest, I mean I've said this before, but hardest muscle groups to connect with because you can't see it. So it's important you kind of know how to kind of like fire up your lats, and by using cues such as like pulling your chest up, leaning it back a bit, it helps connect with your lats. So with that last rep, it was really heavy, and I felt like one thing, I think the biggest mistake that you're missing out on is like not going for the full stretch, especially in the last rep. I felt like my last rep, I just wanted to let it go. But by stopping that and kind of giving like slowly stretching up and stretching out your lats, you get so much more out of the movement. So yeah, so remember to stretch. And us having time, I'm getting really good pump. So like usually back in my main gym, we don't have a low row machine, so that actually felt quite amazing. Now I miss old school gym, so on my main gym, I usually use a cable, and it means I use a D handle, use a seat, and then I kind of do low rows on there. But it's just like so long setting up. It gets in the way of other people, and it's like a really busy gym, so like even though I don't care about other people, it gets into like the groove and stuff. So being in an old school gym like Primal, honestly, I'm falling in love with Primal. I need to come here more. Really having a good session here, and easily one of my favorite machines now. So what we're doing on the seated cable rows is the first few sets, we focus on a really slow pull and like making them as uncomfortable as possible. That is my coach's words in my training program. Very slow pull and make them as uncomfortable as possible. So as I said again, it's not about how much weight you put on, it's how much weight you can feel. And making the most out of lightweight is the best way to build mind-muscle connection with your lats especially. So yeah, train heavy, but train smart. So that's a wrap for my pull day workout. So I really enjoyed that. So I'm training at Primal Fitness Phuket. That's in Soi Thai Iat. You guys should definitely check it out. It's an incredible gym, and honestly, I just had such a good session. I can't wait to be back here. So thank you for watching my training vlog and day in the life. We are 3.5 weeks out from our first ever bikini competition. So if you haven't already, you can check out my previous few vlogs. And of course, if you're new here, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And yeah, I'll catch you guys soon.